So hello. Today I'm gonna do an interview prep. So hello. Today I'm gonna do an interview prep. Yep. We don't need this. So basically, the goal will be to get ready for hello. Easy. Today I'm gonna do view questions, which will include like basic stuff like well, let's not go to coding and lead code, and other than that, this will include, just languages, programming languages, Python, Java, CPP, or whatever. Python, Java, yeah. Git, Linux, maybe, networking. And I'll try to go through all of this stuff. All right, let's start with Linux. Linux interview questions and answers. Linux has hundreds of important concepts that you need to understand before an interview, especially if you have 5 years of experience or applying to like DevOps, cloud engineer, application support. Beginner level, let's go here. Name some Linux distros: Debian, Ubuntu, Kali, Fedora, Red Hat. Some basic features of Linux are: Linux is free and easily available. It is more secure than other operating systems because it uses security auditing and password authentication features. I don't know what this means, but Linux has its personal software repository. It includes multiple languages throughout the world, different language keyboards. Okay. It offers CLI and GUI. All right. What are major differences between Linux and Windows? All right, free and paid is kind of free and open source. It's not open source and it's not free to use, so technically you do have to buy Windows. Linux you don't. Security, Linux is highly secure. Windows is less secure compared to Linux. I have many questions of why this is, but let's just say that, all right, Linux is more secure than Windows. Path separator, as a path separator, it uses forward slash, uses a backward slash between the directories. All right, this is very easy stuff. More efficient, less efficient. Monolithic kernel. I don't get what this means, but monolithic kernel is an operating system kernel where all or most of the OS services within kernel's address space, meaning they share same memory space. This contrasts with a microkernel where only the essential kernel services are in kernel mode and others run in user space. Key characteristics of a monolithic kernel: large executable, memory management, file systems and files contained within a single program. That is kind of crazy to think that Linux kernel is a single binary. It's a single program that does a lot of things, known as monolithic kernel. It is loaded from the VM Linux file in your root partition. Okay, what whatever, monolithic kernel, modular design, which means that many parts of the kernel can be compiled as separate modules and loaded into the running kernel on demand. These modules are usually stored as KO files. I don't know what that means, but let's go on. Basic components of Linux kernel. Linux kernel is a core part of the operating system that works as a bridge between hardware and software. As far as I understand, kernel is a binary computer system program that always has complete control over everything in the system. Yes, kernel is a binary file. It's the core of an operating system, and it's essentially a program that the computer uses to manage hardware and run other software. Kernel binaries are compiled from source code, typically written in C, and are stored as executable files. Nice. Shell is an interface between a kernel and the user. Offers different way to interact with the system, known as a graphical user interface. Application programs, it's perform bundle of tasks. Okay. Elaborate all the file permissions. In Linux, file permissions: read, write, execute. Users can run the file. Users can open and modify the files. Read the files with this permission. What is the Linux kernel? Is it legal to edit it? It is known as a low-level software system. The Linux kernel tracks the resources and provides a user interface. This OS is released under GPL, General Public License. Hence, every project is released under it, so you can edit the Linux kernel legally. Explain Lilo, Linux loader, and the Linux bootloader. It loads the Linux operating system into memory and starts the execution. Right, I need... Linux loader and is a Linux bootloader. Linux operating system into memory and starts the execution. Most operating systems like Windows and macOS come with a bootloader, while in Linux you need to install a separate bootloader, and Lilo is one of the Linux bootloaders. Bootloader, Linux loader. Shell, C shell for job controller, and K shell, SSH, V shell, SSH, and observing, login, logout, watching, bash, fish. What is a root account? The root is like the user's name or system administrator like Linux. The root account provides complete system control, which an ordinary user cannot do. Describe CLI and GUI in Linux. CLI is a command line interface. Whatever. Swap space uses swap space to expand RAM. Linux uses this extra space to hold concurrently running programs temporarily. All right, let's dive into the swap space a little bit different, a little bit more. Reference books, operating systems, operating system design. Whoa, so many good books over here. The computer has sufficient amount of physical memory, but most of the time we need more, so we swap some memory on disk. Swap space is a space on a hard disk that is a substitute for physical memory. It is used as virtual memory, which contains process memory images. This interchange data between swap. What is the difference between hard links and soft links? Table that shows the difference between soft links and hard links. I actually don't know this. Original content. Hard links are faster as compared to soft links are slower. It shares similar inode numbers, different inode numbers. No relative path for hard links. What are inodes? One what inode? Mount. Oh, this is a good question. This is a damn good question. And more, like this shit will never end. And more. Now let's go to GitHub. Some questions. Let's go here. Whoa, this is. Right, that's it for today. I'm just too tired. I gotta go and sleep. Bye bye.